Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. My name is Jeff and I'm doing my presentation on Scottish folk music. Why I chose this is because I'm half Korean, half American, and a lot of people did Korean music already, so I decided to go with my dad's side. My dad is half English, half Scottish. My last name is actually Scottish. On the right side you can see my family crest. And I didn't know too much about Scottish music, so I thought I could educate myself on that side too. If you didn't know, Scotland is in Europe. It's actually part of the UK, which is north of England. Talking about folk music, we have Scottish folk music. Scotland is very well known for its traditional folk music, which has remained popular around the world in the 20th century. It has both influenced and been influenced by traditional English and Irish music, but despite increased immigration to the country and its increased diversity, Scottish music has retained many of its traditional aspects. Most people around the world associate the bagpipe with Scottish folk music, and while this instrument imported to Scotland around the 15th century is vital to their playing, it is not the only part of the music. There are many different forms of folk music in Scotland with very fluid rules. In fact, many artists, rather than simply sticking to one style, tread the line between two completely different musical styles. Ballads and laments are very popular in Scottish folk music, normally sung by one singer with the backing of instruments, normally the harp, fiddle, or bagpipes. Which brings us to bagpipes. The three pipes that rise out of the instrument create a constant sound, with a fourth pipe holding 9 holes for chords and the pitch change. The bags are usually made up of sheep or elk skin and filled with air, which is pressed by the arm to push through the air. Here's a little example. Okay, the bagpipe is the national instrument of Scotland and is best represented in the music of Scottish Highlands. Many who hear the bagpipes played think of Scotland as the origin of the unique instrument. Although some of the best music of this type can be traced to Scotland, the instrument has been documented throughout most of ancient history. The next instrument is the harp. The harp is a square harp, traditionally to Ireland. In Scotland, it is also known as a clarsach in Scottish Gaelic. In Scotland, it was a wire-strung instrument requiring great skill and long practice to play. Here's a little. The harp is Scotland's oldest national instrument. Long before the arrival of the bagpipe, it was the mainstay of Gaelic country music. The earliest description of the instrument can be found in the Pictish stones dating back to the 8th century. The next instrument, the fiddle. The fiddle has many parts, including the neck, fingerboard, tuning pegs, scroll, tailpiece, brass bar, soundboard, chin rest, button, backplate, and bow. Here's a little example. The fiddle is a four-string musical instrument of the string family, also referred to as a small type of violin. Like the violin, it is also played with a bow. In terms of fiddling or fiddle play, actually refers to a style of music, most commonly folk music. Next we'll be talking about Neil Gow. Neil Gow lived from 22 March 1727 to 1 March 1807. He was the most famous Scottish fiddle player of the 1700s. Neil Gow was born to John Gow and Catherine McEwen in the family cottage in Strathbrand to the west of Dunkeld. Shortly afterwards, the family moved to Inver, close to Dunkeld. At the age of 18, he won a fiddle contest, being judged by John McCraw, a blind fiddle player who declared Gow's style to be highly distinctive. The contest brought him to the attention of James Murray, 2nd Duke of Atholl, who became a patron, employing him to play at balls and other events held at Blair's Castle, paying him a retainer of $5 per year. Neil Gow rapidly became established as the Perthshire's best fiddle player, but despite his increasing fame, never moved from the family home in Inver. Here's one of his songs remade